All right, so today we're going to be going over a final prediction and preview over Oklahoma. We started off our last prediction with Texas. This is going to be our second one that we're going to be doing. And Oklahoma's going to be a very interesting team going into next season with Jalen Hurts coming into the program. A great offense, but a not so good defense. So we're going to be going over all of that and predictions on the season for this team. Starting off with a few weak spots for Oklahoma in 2019. They went 12-2 though. Can't forget about that last season. Overall, pretty good season for Oklahoma. They usually stick right around that area. But they do have offensive line losses going into 2019 due to seniors. That is something that they're going to have to deal with going into next year. How much will the losses on the offensive line affect Jalen Hurts? Of course, Jalen Hurts, he dealt with a great offensive line at Alabama when he played. So it'll be different for him for sure. But of course, a quarterback can be completely different under a bad offensive line compared to a good offensive line. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. The defense really needs to improve, though, to contend with our other Power 5 teams. Right now, I've got Oklahoma making the playoff next season. That's just something to know there. But the thing is, though, their defense needs to be good. The only way that they're ever going to win a national championship is if their defense can improve. Last season, almost every Big 12 team, like Texas also somewhat included in this, you need to have a good defense if you're going to be able to contend for a national championship. You got to be balanced on both sides. That's what Clemson is, and that's what Alabama is. That's why they're so successful. How well will Hurts replace Murray is another big question, because Murray was an excellent quarterback at Oklahoma. But things, though, with Hurts, it's going to be tough to say because he doesn't have much of an offensive line to work with. However, he's got a lot of receivers to work with. That's going to be the key for him going into next season. He's got a ton on the offense to be able to work with. A few strong spots. Jalen Hurts at quarterback once again. I think he'll be great next season. They've got great running back core. They've got Brooks and Sermon. Both of them are excellent. Both of them, I believe, had 1,000+ yards total last season. Brooks had over 1,000 rushing yards. Sermon was really close to that. I believe he had about 950 or something like that. We'll go over that in a couple of minutes. But also excellent wide receiver core. They've got Lamb and Morris out there. Calcaterra at tight end is another great receiver for this team. So definitely Hurts has a ton of options as long as his O-line can cooperate pretty well with him. Offense in general, major strong spot for Oklahoma. And now looking at some stats, Sermon in 2018 had 1,128 total yards, 13 touchdowns, and so that's why he's over Brooks, which had over 1,100 yards, and he also had 12 touchdowns. Excellent stats there as well. The running backs for this team are excellent. That's a key point for Oklahoma. If you're going to be able to beat Oklahoma, you got to have a good rushing defense because that's what they really use. Lamb is a receiver. In 2018, he had over 1,100 yards yet again, 11 touchdowns. And then Morris, also another wide receiver, is going to be a senior this year, and he had 457 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns last season. He's got a lot of potential going into this year as well, so that's just something to watch out for. Calcaterra in 2018 had 396 yards, 6 touchdowns. That is excellent as well for a tight end. Something to watch out for there. You can't let go of the tight end position on the defense because they've got weapons there as well. Extremely stacked offense for Oklahoma if the O-line can do well. If their offensive line can do well, this is easily probably the best offense in college football. Now, looking at their schedule for next season, we got a few crazy games. It's very yellow filled on the schedule, which means a lot of these are going to be tough wins for Oklahoma next season. First game of the year, August 31st versus Houston. You cannot lose that game. That is a key game for Oklahoma going into next season. You want to start off on the right foot, but you can't sleep on Houston. This is a team that we've seen be very successful in recent years, and they're kind of sneaky on those Power 5 teams. Houston will be a tough win. It's going to be 13 or less points. South Dakota, UCLA, no problem there, I don't think. UCLA will probably be a little bit tougher. I do expect them to win that by a hefty amount. Texas Tech at home will be a tough win. Kansas on the road should be a win. Texas, that is in a neutral location. I believe that's in Dallas. That will be a win. I believe that Oklahoma's going to beat Texas in that game. Of course, I think coming up to that point, Texas is at LSU already. It'll determine how they do in that game. If Texas beats LSU, it's going to be an even tougher game. But if Texas loses to LSU in week 2, then this game could easily be cited over to Oklahoma much easier. Yeah, that'll be an interesting game for sure. West Virginia, then I think they'll be an easy win. But then those last 5 games of the season will be difficult. You got Kansas State on the road on October 26th. I think that's going to be a loss. They're going to slip up there. I mean, when you've got Texas, Iowa State, Baylor, Oklahoma State, TCU on this list, and you also have Kansas State, you probably wouldn't expect Kansas State to be the loss, and that's why I think that they lose that game, actually. I don't think they're going to expect it being on the road. Kansas State, veteran team, very experienced team. It's going to be difficult for Oklahoma. I think they slip up and they take a loss there. It'll be a close game, but it'll be a loss. Iowa State at home on November 9th, another game to watch out for. That is at home, but Iowa State's going to finish, I believe, 3rd in the Big 12, so that's another game to watch out for. Baylor on the road, November 16th. That's going to be a sneaky one as well. Baylor's going to be very improved this season. TCU at home, that'll be interesting as well. Also putting that as a tough win, same as Oklahoma State on the road. I think, 11-1 is my record prediction right now, but I would not be surprised if they went 10-2, possibly even 9-3. There are several games on this list that are going to be very close. This is probably going to be one of the tougher teams to predict for a record just because of all these tough games that they've got on the schedule, tough road games. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how Oklahoma does. I've got them at 11-1 right now. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, Kansas State I've got as their only loss. Your 5 big games, I've got Houston, Texas, Kansas State, Iowa State, and Baylor. Those are your 5 ones that you really need to win if you're going to have a great season. Kansas State's the loss on that list, but I think Houston, if they can get past that, the rest of the season will be much easier than it is if they lose it. Most seasons are built on the first few games. If you can win your first 3 to 5 games, that sets you up for a great season because you got momentum to start off the season. That is really helpful for most teams. We see that with Bama, we see that with Clemson. All of those teams, if they can start up fast, you finish fast most of the time. But yeah, I do expect 11-1. They went 12-2 once again in 2018. I expect them to be right around that area, and they do make the playoff, I do believe, going into next season. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Oklahoma in the comments below. Once again, very interesting team going into the 2019 season with Hurts and that stellar offense, but they just have a great defense. They've got a great defense. This is a team to watch out for, national championship for sure. Once again, thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more from ASC.